I am Nahid Kabbani, and this is the Lighthouse for today's viewers. Welcome to our show. Iraq War. 2 words. We heard the news, we watched the disaster in Iraq, we heard how much it cost us as Americans, billions of dollars. We heard about a lot of bad stories in Iraq, but we never heard about the refugee from Iraq to America and what is the situation with them and how much this war cost them. Not just financially, but cost of living, how they live after that war started and never ended, and who knows when it will be ended up. To know exactly what's going on with the refugee, Iraqi refugee, in our land, in our neighborhood, and how they live, how they survive, we have in our studio 2 guests to talk about this subject in little bit details, to shed some light about this topic for you. So I have Mr. Sarmad Ibrahim, and will let him introduce himself for you.
Thank you, Nahid. Thank you for having me today. I'm Sarmad Ibrahim, the Executive Director for Mesopotamia Association in Sacramento, and I am one of the refugees that arrived in 2009 in the United States. And today with me, Saif al-Assafi, one of our clients, and he wants to share his story with us today. So let him introduce himself.
قدم نفسك.
اسمي سيف سامي العساف، رفيوجي عراقي لاجئ. اجيت 8 أغسطس، تقريبا صار لي 10 أشهر هنايا.
تفضل.
My name is Saif Sami. I am a refugee from Iraq. I came 10 months ago.
Thank you. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Mr. Sarmad, you know better than anybody else about Iraqi refugee in this country. You yourself, what time, how long you came to America?
Yeah, I came to United States of America in April 2009. It's almost now 2 years. And there is a refugee came before me, and there is many refugees came after me, and we have thousands on waiting list overseas, over there in Iraq and in the neighbor countries. Let me here give you a small description about what's happened in Iraq after 2003.
Okay.
Back in 2005, you know, there is a terrorism in Iraq, sectarian violence. So all these things, due to these things, the people felt or ran away to the neighbor countries like Syria or Jordan. Thousands of individuals and families. And they tried to seeking a shelter for them.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, they start another unknown future years.
Mm.
They have a significant challenges over there with cost of living,
Mm-hmm.
with education, with health, until they're waiting to apply for United Nations or IOM programs to come to European country or to the United States of America.
So that's the way refugees came,
Yeah,
through United Nations?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and this process is take between 2 to 3 years
Mhm.
for waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, after 3 years, the case is approved. Some of them is not approved. They have to find other way to live.
How many, approximately, how many refugees now we have around
In United
in
States,
the United States, for example?
Initially, the IOM program designed to bring or to receive 5,000 refugee, approximately 5,000 per year for 5 years. Maybe we have this number now, or maybe
For
less.
5 years?
For 5 years.
That means the plan is
The plan.
years to come?
Years to come, of
Okay.
course. Because, and we have now, the number is not reached, these numbers as we hear. But as we know, as we have our family over there, we have thousands on waiting list
Okay.
in Syria, in Jordan, in Egypt, and in Iraq. And we have another cases that name SIV, Special Immigrant Visa. Those people who worked with United States Embassy in Iraq or with all United States contractors or something like that, they have another waiting list. So thousands of people just wait without any known future.
So, what is the plan when you come in? What is the promise for the refugee to have in America?
Yeah, not just
In general.
In general, not just in America. In Europe, in America, the refugees asking for two things: safe shelter and health and education to the families. And everybody over the world, they like the American dreams, and they have dreams. They came to United States like me, and we have bigger dreams. But unfortunately, we got an assistance from the county, from the state, but it's not enough to survive.
Don't forget, America, the dream land for dreams.
Yeah.
But when you come, not as refugee.
Not as refugee.
Yeah, to look for the future.
Yeah.
But as refugee is different story and different
story.
needs for
Yeah,
the person in
and
America.
Yeah, and this is one of the most important things. The refugee, we have a big gap between our culture and the American culture. So we need ways and time to integrate,
To adjust.
to adjust with the new society here.
Yeah, any immigrant, any citizen become citizen in America have the same problem.
Problems,
We went through that process
Yeah.
to be able to say, yes, I am comfortable, I become American citizen. But as refugee now, it's different story and different struggle. It's
Yeah.
not easy at all.
No, it's
So-
not easy at all, because we have challenges, many challenges. The first challenge is, the language, because we don't have any plan. Most of us, we don't have a plan. We don't know. Sometimes we will be in United States.
Yes.
We don't.
Not in wild dream.
Yeah, of course. So the language is the key.
Uh-huh.
And maybe 70 or 80% from our clients from refugee, they don't have enough English to survive. And learning English need time.
Yes.
And time, when you spend time, you have to have a constant income.
Yeah, cost of living at least.
Yeah, of course.
Before you start
Yeah.
working.
For the families, there is many programs. They support them, but for the individuals, the programs is very limited, and most of them, after few months, it's just like that, and they saw themselves on the street like the homeless, and they try to be a refugee maybe in another country again.
It's really difficult, especially with with no language and age. wise, not
Yeah.
young people coming,
Yeah, of course.
especially the fathers and mothers
Yeah.
and, with little kids need to feed them.
With them, yeah.
It's really very difficult, and with Saif, I saw him before, and
Yeah.
I went to his school also, and I heard that they will close this year.
Yeah, because
And
of
this is
the
another story.
budget cuts. This is another story because the cuts, it's now on the medical, on the teaching, the education, and even 2 days ago, the cuts, it's reached the SSI for the refugees. They have to apply again, so we are worried.
So in general, what you get as refugee from A to Z as assistant?
Yeah, it depends on the state. Here in California, the refugee get assistance if they have families for 5 years, but the budget cut now they make it 4 years.
Okay. How much approximately?
Approximately for, let's say, as an example, for 5-person family, they get like 800 in cash and almost 715 in food stamps.
Including the rent, money and things?
Everything.
Everything.
You have to pay your rent,
$800
$800,
cash,
and 700 something food stamps.
like 1,500 together.
Yeah,
Water.
1,500.
Uh-huh.
You have to pay your rent, your bills, your gas if you have car,
Wow.
or buy a car, or when the refugees come, he
They
has
need
nothing.
everything.
Yeah, he
they
has
can
nothing.
buy themselves. Yeah.
They need transportation, they need clothes, they need pay the rent, everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like 1,500 at this time, we are struggling to have.
And we got also
job.
the medical health insurance, and as you know, for adult there is no dental insurance, there is no vision insurance, and also for the kids, the insurance not cover everything. So you will be surprised. Sometimes for a headache or something like that, it's not covered. So, and maybe you know or not, in Middle East with the pollution of all over the world, we have many really sick people.
Yeah.
They have illness, they have diseases,
The war gave them a lot of things,
and for especially in Iraq,
Yeah.
30 years or more from wars, and after 2003, the big war, the big violence,
Yes.
they have mental issues, mental health issues.
That's important.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
important to focus
things.
on.
We
Yes.
have to focus on.
And costly.
Yeah.
So when you count it as things and add it to on a piece of paper, it looked like too much money for each family. But the cost for America is high.
Yeah.
But how much does little money does for the family? Let's talk about it after the break.
Thank you.
We'll be back soon.
oneworldforyou.org, promoting cultural understanding through the media.
The refugees living goes in America. So will you please give us some details about any general immigrant living?
Yeah, actually, when the refugee just arrived, there is some organizations. They received him, and they applied for him for assistance like food stamps, cash aid, applied for social security, all these legal things. And after that, he looked around and he see himself by himself. So we have two kinds of refugees. Well educated, they have bachelor degree, master degree, PhDs, and they have problems with evaluation for their degrees, and they couldn't find a job because they don't have United States experience.
Yes, and language also.
And language, most of them. The second type of them, they have like skills, laws, or they have just high school diploma, something like that, and also they don't have the language. They have different way. They have to go to adult education, try to get some words to live. So when they went to the adult education, it's a big challenge too.
Sure.
Because in California or all over the United States now, the economy is very bad and they use volunteers, and we can find in adult education different levels of language.
The same class.
In the same class. And one teacher, he can teach many classes at the same time. So with 60 person, one teacher for 2 hours, how long?
And I believe refugee from all over the world, not just Iraqi.
Yeah, from all over the world.
Okay,
From
so
all over the world.
accent and
So
language.
it takes forever to get some words to survive.
Yes.
Yeah. And another thing, we have some refugees, well educated, engineers, doctors. They have a long process again to start again, to study again, to get some experience, maybe if they have a chance for that. And there is another block for them, reference. There is no reference for certain point, the language. And for this month, it will be for like one of the most important adult education school. They will close the school.
Wow.
So where the refugee, they can go.
Yeah, the budget cut.
Yeah,
they will
budget
close.
cut.
They are
Close
closing
everything.
the regular schools. How come the adult school will
The adult
stay
education.
open?
So the refugee came without language, without a school for learning language, without evaluation for his degree if he has. So he will be homeless, especially if we have in Sacramento. Let me talk about some numbers. We have in Sacramento now 700 individuals. It's almost around 200 families. And all families, they have at least 2 kids. So the family with 2 or 3 kids, after 1 or 2 years without language, without job, how can he survive? And another thing, some people have kids over the 18. When your kids reach the 18, you will be adult in the United States. All the benefit will be cut.
Wow.
So we have some
even have a job, or he has?
Yeah.
He's still at school.
The law for the 5 years is not. He will not be eligible for it anymore.
Oh, okay.
If he is 18, so he have to go and search for a job. Okay, give me a job today. Give me a job today. All over Iraqis or another refugees, they tried every day, applied for hundreds application all over the restaurants. Maybe
think about it. American people need jobs.
Need jobs. How?
There is no space for
really,
the refugee with the same with barriers.
Yeah.
And like with no legs, but you ask him to run as marathon to bring the bread from that very far side. It's not working.
Yeah, it's not working.
But again, as you mentioned, they mean a lot. They try to do a lot, but that a lot is not enough because of the barriers in the way.
And the same way, we're talking about the language and about the schools. They have another big issue, the health.
What is it? Okay.
The medical.
Okay.
When you have your kids or your wife or someone from your friends sick, and you cannot get the medication for him, what you can do?
Yeah. I believe Saif
Yeah, we
have a
have.
story about that
Yeah,
medical. If
yeah,
you
maybe he
like
can.
to tell us about it.
Yeah, Saif.
والله أنا بالنسبة لي تعرفين أنا جيت من العراق أوكي عوقت بسبب الظروف اللي صارت بالعراق جيت هنا الميديكال مالتي ما يغطي زين أنا أريد أتعالج زين إيش أسوي يعني وين أروح
معك
يعني
ميديكال
معاي ميديكال بس
وما بيغطي
ما يغطي علاجي ما يغطي أوكي يمكن مو بس حالتي ممكن حالة العراقيين كلهم.
For sure.
Let me give an information
Yes.
here. For individuals, just 8 months they got
okay.
assistance.
Okay.
So maybe.
So for him,
some
he
of-
reached that aim.
Yeah, and some of them, like him, he has a disability, and when he apply for SSI, it's gonna take about 18 months to 2 years to approve.
Oh, okay.
And from 8 months to 2 years, he will be homeless for sure. Sorry.
اوكي بعدين يعني ثاني شيء يعني وضعي المادي يعني قطعة 8 اشهر علي ما عندي يعني حنام بالشارع فهمين كيف يعني حنام بالشارع يعني ما عندي مكان انام فيه ما عندي لا شغل وانسان معوق اوكي ظروفتي الصحية ما تسمح للعمل ما حد يلاحظ الوضع اللي عندي اوكي ثاني شيء عندي يعني مثلا تروحين للدكتور يعني صارت بي موقف رحت للدكتور قال لي الانشورنس مالتك ما يغطي انا دا اموت انا رجلي دا اموت من الوجع رحت للدكتور قال لي الانشورنس مالتك ما يغطي قلت له زين انا وين اروح زين قلت له يعني اموت جاي يقول انا اسف ما اقدر اعمل لازم تجيب لي انشورنس رحت على الويلفر ما عمل لي شيء ما عمل اي شيء يعني حكيت معهم وحكيت مع الكيس وركر مالتي وما سوت لي شيء يعني خلتني هيك جالس بدون عمل.
Wow. So
I came from Iraq, as you know, and I was hit back home, and that's why I was disabled. When I came here, I found that my medical doesn't cover my basic needs. I need treatment. I don't know what to do. There are a lot of guys and girls just like me. Unfortunately, my financial aid was cut few months after I arrived here. I couldn't find any source of income because I am not aware or I cannot work since that of my disability. I don't know what to do. Should I sleep on the street, be homeless? I am not allowed even to work, even if I want to, because I cannot have the approvals or certificates for it. Once I went to a doctor. He told me that unfortunately he cannot treat me because my insurance doesn't cover my basic needs. I even asked him what to do, so he told me to go to the welfare. I went there. Unfortunately, they couldn't help me. I need someone to help me.
wow. So what do you think, Mr. Sarmad, he should do?
He's one from maybe 10 or 20 cases we have in Sacramento. They have the same disabilities or they have more that with mental health issues. So where safe to go, where other refugees to go, that's our question. That's what we strive.
Can you explain to the viewers mental health comes from what reason?
From the wars, from see the blood, from see the killing, from see your family's members kill someone, kill them in
Front of
front
you.
of you. That's horrible.
It's not easy at all.
Yeah.
And mental health is costly too.
Yeah.
Not any insurance will cover it.
No, nothing covered.
Specific insurance.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So it's really, when you put it together, it is a big issue, a big story, and it is costly
Yeah.
for the person and for America to cover all those needs.
Of course.
But the promise is at least to reach a point that this person came to ask for help
Yeah.
through something not in his hand, in his country,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
he need decent life. Decent life,
Decent
basic.
life. Yeah, basic life.
He's not
Exactly.
looking for high quality
No,
life. The dream
no.
is later.
He need to survive.
Yes.
Just to survive with his kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I believe, what is the name of the organization in the government system who take care of them?
the Department of Human Assistance, Department of Social Services in the state, and then in the county, Department of Human Assistance.
Okay.
And as I mentioned before, they try to help, but they don't have
Nothing in
something.
their hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't have nothing to do.
Yeah, it doesn't fit categories on paper.
Yeah.
The situation with each person, individual.
Yeah.
It doesn't match any category to
anything.
help immediately and
Exactly,
let them
exactly.
get that help.
Because this status, this immigration law or this refugee law, it's not designed for Iraqi refugees. It's designed maybe for 10, 20 years ago.
So I believe there is a story behind, or there is a solution you came about. So let's talk about it after another
Thank you.
break.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about how can he help Mr. Sarmad after the break.
You're watching The Lighthouse for today's viewers, brought to you by oneworldforyou.org.
So, as we heard, a lot of details happen, and everyday life needed for the Iraqi refugees in this country. And we noticed that whatever help from the authorities in the government, they try to help, but the resources and the tools and the things what we offer the refugees is not good enough as basic living, cost of living, or cultural adjustment, or whatever, as we had. So for sure, something should be done through the community, and that's why Mr. Sarmad will talk in detail about what he did until now. So give us an idea what you are doing.
As I mentioned before, this all problems we have among all this struggling and suffering for Iraqi refugee, for myself and for my friend and for my families. We try to make a daily activities as when we just arrive after 1 or 2 months to help each other, to read the daily mail, to try to ask the neighborhood, to ask the organization, to ask the Department of Human Assistance what the details, what the rules, what's the law. But when the numbers become bigger and bigger and bigger, we thought the problems is not going to be solved like that. So I wrote a letter to Mr. President and explained to him all our struggling and suffering.
That's good.
Yeah, and he supported us and sent to us a support letter. Thanks for him, for his support, and he take a time to answer us. And we decided to make something. We decided to try to help this new community to integrate with the new society, with the new culture. So we work as a volunteers, me and my friends, with some organization to get some experience, how to do things. Good
Practice with the
practice with them. And then we establish our new organization, the Mesopotamia Association. Mesopotamia Association, after 9 months of hard work, we could now say it's one of the most important organization serving Iraqi community, because we have a specialist here. We are serving our community, Iraqi communities, to assimilate with the society, to try to guide them, to help them with daily activities, with translation, with transportation. And now we have programs for ESL classes. We have programs for
You started the programs or you plan?
We plan.
You plan.
We plan.
You
but
need a lot of help.
Yeah, because we don't have resources, as you
Yes.
know. And we try now to communicate the whole community that we have immigrants from years in Sacramento. They don't know anything about
Yes.
new arrivals,
Yes.
newcomers. So these newcomers on this program, the program is resettlement program. So they have to be on their new home.
Yes.
So we try daily with our volunteering basis, as you know. We have caseworker, outreach caseworkers. We have volunteers with their cards. We have interpreters on phone or in person, physically. They try to go with them to the doctors, to the Department of Human Assistance to apply for them for jobs. But as we see on the floor,
In reality.
in reality, we need a huge support because the community became bigger and bigger,
Yes.
and the problems, it's a lot. And we now try to apply for grants or
Grants.
funds. We don't have any until now.
You established non-profit organization.
We are a non-profit
Yes.
organization.
What is the address for that non-profit organization?
It's the Mesopotamia
www.
Association, www.mesaka.org.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll have it on the screen.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. And we have now 2 chapters in San Jose and in Sacramento because in North California we have, as I said, like more than 1,000.
Is it the new or chapter of other
No,
organization
it's a new.
in Los Angeles, for example?
No, it's a new.
A new.
It's a new organization. We established this organization and filed it in the state last October. But on the ground, we are already work with the families every day.
Are you in touch with the huge community in San Diego and Los Angeles?
Some of them in Los Angeles. In San Diego, we have friends and families.
It's bigger.
It's
community
a very
there.
big community. But
And they
our
established
focus
their
is
life.
now in North California.
Yeah.
We have a big community in Oakland, in San Jose, in Bay Area, and in Sacramento. And we have the chapter of San Jose, cover San Jose and Bay Area.
So we
Yeah.
need it in North because it's a huge
It's
California.
a huge California, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So we try to ask for volunteering now, and we try to apply for a fund, and we need any help. Maybe just answer questions. For us, it's a huge service.
Do you have a plan as volunteer service? Do you
Yeah.
have
Yeah, of
sheets
course.
and things
We have-
and direction?
Yeah, of course. We have directions, we have plans, we have projects. So each volunteer, we have positions for volunteers. We have caseworkers, we have case managers, we have analysts, we have everything. We have, but we need people because our community is a big community now, and we need help. We need help from the
So it comes to my mind, there is a program for senior who are unemployed.
Yeah.
It's in Los Angeles. There is no office here, and I was planning to work on that issue too. But since you need the community to help each other, and since you need Arabic speaker also
Yeah.
to be helping the new immigrant
Of course.
to deal with life,
Yeah. for
why
sure.
you don't have the volunteer plan paid with little hours at least to help those volunteers to come and help others?
Yeah, we have the plan, and we are non-profit.
Yeah, I mean, as a
And
project,
As a project, we have to pay
To
the
bring,
expenses
grants for that.
for them. Yeah.
yeah.
We applied already for ASL project and for volunteers. We applied for grants for funds, but we
Not
don't
yet,
know.
but
Yeah.
the idea is to help both ways.
Both ways, of
Yeah.
course. The volunteer, one day he will be one of our
Yeah.
staff. We need staff, we need people, and we need support at
Yes.
the same time.
Yes, a lot of support.
A lot of support.
Yes. hopefully it will work, and my heart with you, and
Thank you very much.
I can
Thank you.
promise that I will do my best myself to be volunteer helping
Thank you. You're
and
welcome, and
spread
thank
the
you.
word and tell people around us what's your need, what's your plan, and what we can do with you.
Thank you very much for your help.
The refugee.
And I want to thank you for each Iraqi, for each refugees,
They are
because
have nothing to do. They came to
they came, yeah, they just,
We feel with them, but
they need someone
for
feel with
sure,
them.
any human being watch those stories and listen to those details will wonder, you know, they know there is a war.
Yeah.
They know we went to help in Iraq somehow. They know that we took that dictator Saddam Hussein out of the picture, but they don't know the details. What we
What's
have left
happened
for
after that, yeah,
the communities.
how we lived.
Yes,
daily.
and Iraq is a huge country with high quality education, with
Yeah,
history,
exactly.
with
5,000 years
yeah,
history.
it's not easy.
Yes.
So to see it like damaged and destroyed inside as a human being and living normally, it's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah,
And
it's
to
really
see
sad.
those people become refugee through that, another sad story.
Yeah, exactly.
And refugee and homeless, too much.
Too much.
Too much.
Too much.
So hopefully our message through the TV show, our message through reach out also, outreach,
Yeah.
we have to talk about the subject. There is a lot of good hearts people,
I'm sure.
a lot.
Yeah.
And
I'm
America well known with helping each other.
So I'm here today to let Americans, all Americans, know about us, because I know they have big heart
Yes.
to help us.
Yes. And we can break the bridge between each other
Hopefully.
and let people not go hungry.
Yeah, let people survive.
With God will, with your help, with your good work,
Thank you.
we'll put hands together.
Thank you very much.
And hopefully you will find any other solution with medical and things as,
We try our best.
yeah.
We knock all the doors.
Yeah, when you have the story together,
Yeah,
easy to talk about it.
yeah, of course.
Now you have been done the hardest step.
Yeah, exactly.
Build it up,
Yeah.
put it together. This is the basic.
Yeah.
And the next step will be easier. And hopefully it will be heard, your voice will be heard fast and soon,
Hopefully.
and you will find a good help around you.
Thank you very much.
So let's talk about the education story. The schools now will be closed,
Yeah. This
or
is
most of the schools,
yeah,
not all the
one
schools.
of our plans now.
Mhm.
We are focusing now. We try to asking around. We put the effort together, because the school will be closed within less than 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So we have now in one of adult education around 150 students. So now we are going to try to find a place.
Mhm.
We don't have a place
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Found volunteers
Mhm.
to continue the education for them,
Mhm.
so they can find a job, they can find the key
Mhm.
for this community.
Mhm.
And at the same time, you know, the Department of Human Assistance, they will not continue give the assistance on the CalWorks programs,
Mhm.
even you have something to do,
Oh,
like
okay.
going to school, like
Mhm.
going to work, like. So they have to got a place. They have to get a place to have education.
Mhm.
So now we are asking for a place.
Mhm.
We have some volunteers. We need more
Okay.
volunteers. We have some furniture. We need more furniture to open this small classroom or this small school for
School.
them
Okay, to start with.
to start with.
Okay, so we'll talk about details after the break. and we will find solution, and we will start from this point.
Okay.
So we'll be back soon.
oneworldforyou.org, promoting cultural understanding through the media.
So I would like to ask Mr. Sarmad to give us more details about the name of the organization and the information what we have to know to follow up with him. So,
Thank you. We are the Mesopotamia Association, non-profit organization, and our website is www.mesaka.org, and phone number 916-617-6871. In Sacramento, you can reach us at this phone number. And we have in San Jose, we have a temporary sponsor, AACC. We have, they can find us on that place too. And we have,
so you have two places, San Jose and Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento, 2 chapters, Sacramento and San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's enough for. Okay.
Okay. And now we are focusing, as I mentioned before, the education for the people and the mental health.
Okay.
I have now 6 clients. They need immediate help with mental health issue. And we have, as I mentioned before, more than 100 something people need the classroom to get ESL, English as a second language, classes this summer. We have volunteers and we need volunteers. And we have volunteers and we need grants. We need a place. We try to ask the city of Sacramento.
I believe you need all kinds of donations and help from people, even if little here, little here.
Yeah,
it
of
might
course.
add it up.
Of course, anything it helps. Any kind of donation help us. A place, teaching, time, consulting, money, everything. Now it's help, because we have families, they don't know the way.
They are in bad need for hands.
Yeah, they need hands, they need guides to put them on the right way. We don't want after months and see the kids without food, or see the kids or the guys all over homeless in Sacramento.
It's not easy also to be depressed after all and have added another health issue to the issues what they have already.
Yeah,
They have enough.
they have enough.
And
we are
depression
open for
is hard to deal with also.
Yeah, of course. And we are open for all communities, all organizations, all people who want to help us. And we ask them. to help
Okay,
us.
so you have group of people working with you.
Yeah, we have volunteers working with us. And as I mentioned, volunteering basis. We have case manager, we have case worker, we have outreach case workers.
Let's say I heard the message and I saw the telephone number, I got your information, I dialed the number and call.
Yeah.
Who will answer?
I will answer.
Okay, and you will guide me.
Yeah, how to help us.
I will tell you what I can do, and you will guide me.
How can you help us?
Okay, and
what we need at this moment.
okay.
Yeah.
So each one will have direction from the
Of course,
organization, and you will put him or her in the right spot to help.
Yeah, because we need different specialists, different kind of
All kind of.
all kind of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sure.
no one left behind.
No one left
no
behind.
one
No one
is no good.
No one.
Everybody can help.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody's
Everybody.
effort
Yeah.
acceptable.
Acceptable, of course.
That will be great, and
And
I
not
believe.
just acceptable. We ask for any kind of
I mean, there is a space, there is a room for all kind of help. So it's
exactly.
important
we are
to
new
know.
and we need help. Yeah.
That's a clear message, and I hope it will be heard clear, and we'll give the information on the screen also. And I know my viewers, you are good human being and you have a great heart. So if you think you have little time and you can help, for sure you can find a place, good place to help with this organization, to help build up life for immigrant. He might or she might be thankful forever, because little help from us, it make a big difference with the needy people. Don't say this is a little time or little thing I can do, it's nothing. No, it is something. And little here and little here will make things better, and hands together will help to take people almost dying, to give them left for life. So hopefully we will be in touch and we will do our best to help our new visitors. Let's count them as visitors, immigrants, to set up their life happily in our neighborhood. But is there anything you like to add before the end of the show? Forward.
أنا أقول شكرا جزيلا على استضافتنا، وشكرا على اللقاء الجميل، وأشكر ست ناهد بالنسبة على اللقاء هذا. شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having us on this show and to introduce ourselves and to show our problems. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Nahid, for your time and for having us in your show. And I think it will be helpful for us to make somebody hear about our stories. Thank you very much.
I thank you for coming. You gave me a chance to shed some light about this topic. I was looking forward for a while to put things together to address it for my viewers, because I know we have problem here. I know the issue is bigger than what we hear in the news, but I couldn't catch it until I find you, and it happened that you were too close to to reach you. So thank you for coming, and for you, my viewers, I hope that I shed some light about this topic, and I have no doubt that you will be in touch with this organization, and between me and you, we can do something for them. I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.